Hey guys, this is Terry, and I'm going to go over my questions and answers from the reading about globalization. So, the first question uh, asked, what did you learn about this concept that you did not know? And I wrote, whenever I heard the word globalization, I always thought specific industries were being affected by some sort of merge or buyout that took place. For example, and in this entity just went global. That's all. That's the only thing I ever thought about when I heard the word globalization. So when I heard that it's more about the influence that other countries have on other countries, that was new to me. Um, in our first lecture reading, the author talked about a kid in Dubai wearing a Michael Jordan jersey as an effect of globalization. That whole concept also made me think of cultural appropriation and where the line between both cultural appropriation and globalization are. Um, so that's kind of what I was thinking about. The second question says, discuss the importance of globalization as it relates to communication in organizations. And I said, globalization as it relates to communication in organizations is very important. Like the author in our first reading said, anytime aspects of one country influence another economically, culturally, or politically, globalization is usually at play. Many people look at globalization from just a business perspective, but there are underlying issues in how globalization relates to organizational behavior. Therefore, globalization plays a huge role in how organizations should carry themselves, especially if they are doing business within or with other countries. They need to be aware of relevant things going on within the country, like national holidays that may affect morale or productivity if that holiday is not honored. Also, they need to be aware of the political climate within the different countries and how they may affect their industry. For example, with all of the travel bans and new trade agreements that President Trump has put into place, some organizations could greatly be affected, and they need to be aware of that, even if they aren't necessarily here in this country. If they're doing business with other countries, that they might be affected by any of that stuff. And the last question was, does globalization have an impact on your career goals? Be specific, give examples. And I said, of course it does, because me and my husband want to live abroad. So it's not just my career goal, but it's also my life goal, if you will. Um, and I just said that we'd have to be aware of how whatever country we're in, how they do things, um, whether that's what time they go in for work, how they do lunches, um, during the midday, like do they take siestas or are they like work through lunch? Um, I also talked about, the customary greetings. Do they do handshakes? Do they do the double kiss cheek to cheek? Do they bow? We'd have to know all this kind of stuff. Um, as well as things like driving on what side of the road and their customary holidays and other national events that they hold dear to their heart, such as like their Cinco de Mayo type celebrations. Um, we would have to know all of that, and all of that would impact our lives, the way that we do business, the way that we carry ourselves. We have to be willing to embrace everything and just really, really immerse ourselves into that culture in order to be successful. So, um, I'm excited about the opportunities. I'm excited about living abroad and I guess living out globalization, like for real. So, anyway, that's it. I'll see you later. Thanks. Bye.